He didn't know why everyone was laughing when he walked into the restaurant. The single dad had been coaxed into going on this blind date by his sister and her friends, who insisted he needed some fun in his life. What he didn't know was that they had arranged it as a joke, an attempt to embarrass him for being perpetually unlucky in love. The moment he stepped into the softly lit bistro, he felt the weight of dozens of eyes and quiet chuckles aimed in his direction. He tightened his grip on the stroller beside him, where his daughter, Lily, was playing with her little stuffed bunny, completely unaware of the awkward energy in the air across the table. She was already seated, a striking woman in a tailored suit, her presence commanding, yet there was a softness in her eyes that didn't match the sharpness of her corporate image. She glanced at him and smiled politely, but there was a spark there, one that hinted she wasn't just another shallow, judgmental date. "Hi," she said, her voice calm yet sincere. "I'm Evelyn." He returned the greeting with a tentative smile, trying to shake off the nervous laughter echoing in the background. As the evening unfolded, he expected it to be awkward, stilted, and possibly humiliating, but something unexpected happened. She wasn't laughing at him, nor was she interested in playing along with the joke. Instead, she listened when he spoke, asked questions about his work, his daughter, and even shared stories from her own life. They laughed, not at each other, but with each other. And somewhere between sharing childhood memories and stories of sleepless nights raising Lily, the tension in his shoulders eased. By the time dessert arrived, the single dad found himself opening up about his struggles as a father, the loneliness that came with single parenthood, and the fear that he might never find someone who truly understood his life. Evelyn didn't flinch. She didn't offer platitudes or fake sympathy. She just listened, her hand occasionally brushing his across the table, grounding him in a way he didn't expect. He looked at her and realized that in all the years he had been careful with his heart, no one had ever made him feel seen like this. When the night ended, and he was walking back to his car with Lily in tow, he noticed something strange. His sister and her friends were nowhere in sight. There were no hidden cameras, no cruel smirks waiting to reveal their little prank. The truth sank in, this date wasn't a joke. It had started as one, yes, but it had transformed into something real, something he didn't know he could hope for. And somewhere deep down, he felt a stir of hope he hadn't felt in years. The days that followed were a whirlwind. Evelyn insisted on seeing him again, and for the first time in a long time, he felt the excitement of anticipation instead of anxiety. They went on long walks with Lily, cooked meals together, and shared quiet evenings talking about dreams, failures, and everything in between. But their budding connection wasn't without challenges. Evelyn's demanding career as a CEO often left her exhausted, traveling, and seemingly unavailable at the moments he most needed her presence. He struggled with balancing hope and reality, with wondering if someone like her could ever truly fit into his imperfect, messy life. One rainy afternoon, after a particularly difficult week, he found himself sitting alone in the park with Lily, watching her twirl in the puddles. His phone buzzed. It was Evelyn. "I can't stop thinking about you," her message read. "I know it's complicated, but I want this. I want us." He stared at the screen, the storm clouds above mirroring the turbulence he'd been feeling, and realized that love wasn't about perfection. It was about choosing someone, over and over, even when the world made it inconvenient or impossible. That evening, they met at the little bistro where it all began. No pranks, no jokes, just two people daring to hope, daring to love. Months passed, and their bond only grew stronger. He admired her strength and ambition, and she cherished his unwavering devotion to Lily. Together, they created a life that felt authentic and joyous, with laughter replacing the old awkwardness and genuine connection overpowering the initial joke. They learned that love could bloom in the unlikeliest of circumstances, that kindness and patience often mattered more than grandeur gestures, and that the heart, when willing, could find its way despite fear and doubt. The real turning point came one quiet evening when Evelyn, sitting on the couch with Lily asleep in her arms, looked at him and said, "You've shown me that life isn't about perfection. It's about showing up, every day, for the people you love." He realized then that the joke had never mattered. What mattered was that two people had chosen to see each other, truly and deeply, and that love had blossomed in the most unexpected way. The single dad had once feared love was beyond his reach, but through patience, honesty, and the courage to open his heart, he discovered that sometimes, the most unexpected beginnings led to the most beautiful endings. And as they sat there together, surrounded by the warmth of their little family, he finally understood the truth. Love didn't have to be a joke, a prank, or a fantasy. Love could be real, messy, imperfect, and still completely, breathtakingly, extraordinary.